Time to start the infidelity investigation. The person left me behind the phone number to call from. Let's see. 829-4261.
Hear about the job? Meet me at Los Express. I'll be sitting with a cola. Ask about Robinson. Make it sharp. Won't be here for much longer.
Alright, Elos Express it was. Well, this place had a very good business, I'm guessing. Every single time I was mostly meeting people, victims in there for a new job. It either had a great service, great food, or it was just probably the only place where people could meet at in this hellhole of a city. It isn't that far away from the hotel and city hall, so I walk straight to that place as I pass a guy running for a broom. Where was he going? Either way, I find my client.
Is this Robinson?
Listen closely. I'm Haley Clark. Please investigate my partner, Yogan Weiser. Find out who they're sleeping with. I don't know much about them. I'll write down everything I know for you. Then come find me. I'll pay you when I'm happy. You might want to take a look around my home. I live at 901 Murray Heights. Here's a key. I've told Yogan you'll come to clean the place, so don't take too long or they'll get suspicious.
Alright. Don't worry, Haley. I'll find out the information necessary for this. I'm a great detective. If anything, my batch is, in danger if I don't. Either way, I have two different people. The partner in the affair. The mistress. Or the mister. They lived on 909 Murray Heights, so time to go over there. I didn't have much of a partner. They lived just in that place, so I had to investigate him. Where did he work at? Where would he go to? And from the affair, I only had two different things to go by, which wasn't that good of information, but maybe just visiting the apartment will give me more into detail. Once I arrived to the apartment, I see they live actually on the nice side of town. Eklon zone. Only for the very privileged and VIPs. I start lockpicking, but then I think, I probably don't need to do this. She gave me a guest pass, so I'm free to go in without using vents or hiding and doing my strange, detective routine. I had access 100% to the place. I was gonna try and investigate, find clues that might be out of place of the apartment, but I was getting a feeling that I wasn't gonna find a lot of information in the apartment, otherwise Haley wouldn't be hiring me to find said information. The partner was probably having the affair away from this place, not in the place. But still, as a good detective, I had to be through, because when you find information in one spot and then you find information in a different one, you start correlating what is the same things happening in two different places. Either way, I go directly to where normally people keep their file information, and I find information about, of course, both of them. Doctor descriptions, employment contracts. I was interested about the employment contracts, and of course, if I could find maybe a bank statement. You never know if he was using his money for the affair. And of course, also the place where they were living at. But once again, I only care about the main information around the partner, Mr. Weiser, which I had found a couple of good things about him. We had a bank statement. I was looking into it a little bit more later. And there we go. Birth certificate. Mail. Okay, Mr. Weiser, what else were you hiding from Haley? Quite sad situation for the victim. This type of situations were always the worst. And unlike a crime scene, where a murder that has a crime scene, in a crime scene you were always finding clues left behind by the killer. In an affair, because this was already something forbidden, and that was not supposed to be happening, people were already gonna be really good at hiding any information. So, even from the start, I was bracing myself to have this probably as one of my most difficult cases so far. But it was Detective Badger, Al Barca, ready to find the truth. I go into the bedroom of both Haley and Mr. Weiser. There doesn't seem to be anybody home, which is fine. You know, I don't exactly need people disturbing my investigation. So I had the work rotation of Mr. Weiser. He worked from Monday through Thursday, so right now he was not working. Wherever he was probably with the other person, the affair. I continued to look around, try to find clues. Anything, really. But, as I said earlier, I was not sure I was going to find information in here about the mistress or mister. I find the passcode to Mr. Weiser's information, and I try to look around their profile, their address, of course, but maybe their Vmail had something else, but they only had a reservation for Saturday at 8, which was this same day. But I was not gonna wait around to see who he was looking for, though it could be a very dramatic moment to just find him with the affair in this reservation. Champagne on arrival. Champagne. Okay. So he was definitely having a very romantic outing. Eloise Express Matria. So far I hadn't found any information about the possible affair in this apartment, other than this email. So I was definitely gonna have to look in his workplace, the Drummond Heights Hotel, back to the hotel. Everything intertwines between my other case and this one. Maybe it was one of the co-workers he was having an affair with. If that was not the case, then this was gonna turn into, most difficult of my cases. So I decided to leave the apartment. I couldn't find anything else in this place. My other idea, if no one from the hotel, or his workplace, was someone of interest, then I had to come back and wait for the husband, or partner, and tag him with a GPS locator. Yes, a little bit too intrusive, but I needed to find out the real truth about this cheating affair. Had a lot of information to fill in. Proof of the evidence of the infidelity. Who was this guy cheating her, the partner with? Who was the other second person? Where they lived? And she also asked me to break a window. Was vandalizing. I mean, maybe I could do that. Maybe not. Either way, I get to the hotel. Let's see. Hopefully, he had access to very important information in his workplace. Hello? Unknown citizen? Are you Mr. Eon Weiser? You look like him, but you're not wearing glasses, so this is not you. Where are the offices of the hotel? Drummond Heights Hotel keypad. I don't have the keypad to access. Oh, this one is just open. This is security. Perfect. Drawer. Are there any files? I didn't have to worry about people coming in over here because apparently nobody was mostly working here on this side. Okay, let's see. Matchbox. Lighter. Any files? Oh, paper stack. Ooh, employment information. Alright, so straight to the employment contracts. How many people were working here? How many people did I need it? did I need to go and investigate? Man, this was really gonna be a long case, huh? Multiple people are possibly implied. I needed to be thorough with it. Find out where they lived. And it was very likely that the person that was implying the affair had something about the affair in their apartment, because it was definitely not going to happen in Visor's home. So I had one name, Luna. Then Mason Schmidt. I was not going to discard anybody from the possibility. I only knew 2 different things about the possible affair partner. So it could be anybody. Literally anybody. Mason Smith, you were in my crosshairs. Kenya Hendricks, I knew this name. Wasn't this lady the one with Haruka Ave? Yeah, she was. Was she having an affair as well? Maybe. Maybe not. Because the couple of times I spent around her, she spent most of the day sleeping after work. Haruka was the one that spent most of the time outside of work in their apartment. She was the most suspicious one. But still, again, we're just gonna have the name. Vega Lombardi was also possibly implicated. Man, there was already 1, 2, 3, 4 people. 4 people to investigate. This was becoming quite the package. Adbika Ram, another one to the list. Man, oh boy. This was, they lived on Moror Heights. You know, the best thing about the employment contracts, at least I had the addresses, so I just could head over there instead of looking them through the address book. Wait, the address book? I didn't check the address book of Mr. Egon Visor. There could be information in there. Shite. Not very good detective work. Well, I was definitely gonna have to go back and check the address book. If I needed it. So far I had already a lot of leads to look into. But I still needed to find more information. Let's see. This was the computer of Mr. Visor. Shoot, Okay, what was the passcode of this guy? Where was it? There we go. 8804. There we go. Okay, so let's find out more information about Mr. Visor and his co-workers. This information I already had. Let's see, sales records, employee database. Okay, let's look at each of them individually and see what we got. After a very thorough investigation, I had advanced quite a lot. I actually had pictures of the co-workers, so this was actually gonna help me to dwindle down the possibility. Because again, I had 2 different information about the possible affair partner. First, they were not using glasses, I believe, and they didn't have facial hair. So this was either a woman or a guy without a beard. 2 different possibilities. But first, I already had 2 people that were not within that group of person of interest. Big Lombardi and Advika Ram were not in this whole situation because they were wearing glasses. Now, on the other side, I had still 1, 2, 3, 4 possible people implied. I will say 3 because I really didn't think Kendra Hendricks was of this affair. It could be Luna Erickson or one of the other 2 co-workers that I'm forgetting their name right now. I continue to just click around to see if I can find extra employees that might have not been on the database that I found on the drawer. And it seems, yeah, there were a couple of them. 2 different people and 2 different possibilities. Dontrell Mullins could be the affair partner, or one of the other 3 possibilities that I had. Again, I'm removing Kendra Hendricks from the equation. She was definitely not the one. So I had Luna Erickson, Mr. Mullins, Arcadia Castelli, she could be the one. Yeah. I wasn't finding any more information, so this was probably it when it came to employee database. Anybody with a name with X? No? Okay. I think I had found enough. It was time to recollect the information and go through now the very complicated task of investigating every single one of them. Man, this was gonna be a long, long day. Long night. Well, long day. It was already 9 a.m. I had started this investigation around 5 a.m. And I still needed to visit every single one of these people. 4 different people. One of them could be the unknown mistress. So again, they didn't wear glasses. They didn't have a facial hair. So any of this that I have right now could be. And then I also had my other case, the cutthroat killer. I already knew who it was, how they did it, when they did it. And I had implicated them already with evidence, with the rifle cartridge and the fingerprints. But I was gonna do this after I had gathered more information about the infidelity case. These 2 cases were just heating up.